do not be afraid to build psychic power, called Windhorse. Don't be afraid to build it through all these different means. Prana, breathing power, storage here, prana, through breath stores here. Sometimes it happens automatically. You don't even have to do it. See, it's just a process that happens involuntarily and voluntarily. Could be your mind that builds the prana, depending on your mind. Just thinking about breathing and power can build prana, or waste it. But when you get up to go, you feel that power is there. And so when I combined that as a yogi in the early days, I felt like I could run off the ground. In my mind I was feeling I was actually running in space. And that's because of the buoyancy I received from the pranayama, which is like having another layer of power, which we call etheric energy. Very subtle, very powerful. And you can build it in your body and in your mind if you choose to do that. So you have this additional power. Levitational power. Mental levitational power. Come in.
Would that include things like remote viewing or astral traveling or?
Of course. Yeah, these are useful for mind projection, which is mind expansion, changing viewpoints, seeing things from the moon. These are exercises, mental exercises, that stretch the astral capabilities and can produce very positive effects. Because then we're exercising our space nature.
Does that power become, let's say, a part of us, or is it something?
It is you. It is you. But you want to make it more pronounced in your own case. So you feel the buoyancy when you're walking. You don't feel as heavy because you have this etheric energy in you that you've created through breathing, which is managing the etheric level of life, the subtle. So you have more power and better health, more endurance, more focused power, more mental strength. So it's good for the mind and the body. If you're trained in the body, it's good for the body. And it's good, it's yoga. It's just simply yoga practice. So you feel you're in communion, not stressed out and weakened and let's say emotional, feeling more integrated and more wholesome. There's a wholesomeness, a feeling of general goodness, not because of anybody, but because you're breathing with the forces of life in such a way where you feel this fullness, goodness. So you're harmonizing your body and your relationship to the earth and to the sky and to others. As you heal and you feel, you send that out to your people, your family.
And so does that always relate to the physical and the spiritual as well?
The physical and the etheric. We don't know about the spiritual exactly. It's a different phenomenon. And spiritual. Some will say the spiritual is physical. And yes, some will say, well, the spiritual is transcendent, so it has no sense whatsoever. I say, well, that's true, it is transcendent. Because we are the transcendence of light and matter. We are the transcendence of energy.
Does the etheric...
And mind. No mind. No thought.
Does the etheric, let's say, rule over the physical, or?
The etheric is keeping the whole universe in place. We can say, it is the fabric, right, that sustains the universe. The ether, light, etheric light, clear, etheric. super subatomic reality, all pervasive, power, strength, enabling change, enabling transformation, enabling awakenment, enabling death, everything to happen.
So the etheric will affect the physical may or may not affect the etheric, would you say?
Well, they are interchangeable. All planes are interchangeable. We are all planes. The etheric is its own plane. If you work with the etheric, you can see it make you non-physical. It can do that. Doing pranayama to a point, you start to become light, and it may not be safe for everybody to become light. You start to feel you're in a bubble of light in your own body, and you may feel as a bubble of light floating around your room. So if you're not ready for it, you have an episode. You have to call somebody. Hello, I think I'm out of my body and floating around in somebody's living room right now. I'm in my neighbor's house. I don't know how to get back out. Well, how are you talking? I said, I don't know. Comment?
It sounds like the movie Poltergeist or something.
Poltergeist, yeah. Well, I mean, all this is within the realm of reality for some people. Right, the ghost realm, that's the subtle realm, that's the astral, etheric, lower than etheric, but the astral plane, right, the ghost realm, right, the vapor plane, where you see vapors and lights, and you feel the energy of the ghost, the living energy, but it's at the etheric, it's subtle, etheric then, physical, right, astral, like you can feel it is there, it's not super subtle where there's no perception of it, like God. Yeah, this is almost like gross energy, because the ghosts can do things to you. It's really gross, physical, right? It'll make you feel better or make you feel worse, see, depending on what you're open to, as they are body forms. They're forms of, let's say, astral ghost bodies that can affect you from higher and lower. When you feel them, it's dark, cold. Sometimes it's warm, hot, light. These are entities. That's part of the invisible universe that we live in all the time but don't participate in consciously. Unless you bump into a ghost, it's like, holy smokes, and you feel the ripples in your body. You say, I'm tingling like I was just zapped by high voltage. Could be a living being in subtle body. Coming.
Are we here to seek out things like that, or?
No, I'm not. I mean, I was born into that, so I don't have any interest in it. No interest in ghost chasing at this point. Yeah, I've had enough of that. I'm very comfortable in this realm right now. I'm okay, and I do what I need to do as needed. And you should do the same. Love always,